I've lived here 2 hours.
We're about an hour south of Quincy, and like Keokuk. All right.
We are traveling on the Wisconsin River today. It is the longest flowing river in the state at 435 miles long. Starts way up at the northeast corner along the Michigan-Wisconsin border at a little stream called Lac Vieux Desert. It's a little state park, and it grows as it flows in a southwesterly direction, empties itself into the Mississippi River down at Prairie du Chien at Wyalusing State Park down in the southwest corner of Wisconsin. It's going to flow through 26 dams along its travels. Those dams make it one of the hardest worked rivers in the world for its size. 09, besides being the first dam, the significance of it is that's why we have 2 boat rides here in Wisconsin Dells. It divides the upper Dells from the lower Dells. We're on the upper Dells. We're going upriver today. If you've taken the duck rides or maybe the other boat ride below the dam, you go downriver. That is called the lower Dells. What's best in that is continue on with the tour. She gives a great one. I'm going to focus on driving. Before I do that though, one last thing. Guys, you're on vacation. I don't know what you're doing the rest of the time you're outside of this boat ride, but for the next 2 hours, you got nowhere else to be. Sit back, relax. It is a beautiful day. Enjoy the trip. Anything we can do to make it better, let us know.
Thank you, Doug. And with that, we are at the very first points of interest on the tour today. If you look off to the right-hand side, you'll see 2 beautiful rock formations which make up what we call the jaws or the gateway to the Upper Dells. So the first rock formation on our right-hand side, that's called High Rock. So can everyone wave, say High Rock. High Rock is 65 feet tall. And then the rock formation across from High Rock, so on our left-hand side, that's called Romance Cliff, and Romance Cliff is 75 feet tall. And these 2 rock formations, they mark the deepest point on the Wisconsin River. Right here, it is 110 feet deep. This is also the juncture point of 4 counties in Wisconsin. This is where Sauk, Adams, Columbia, and Juneau County all meet. So you can all say you've been in 4 different places at once. Now continuing along the right-hand side, look about our 2 o'clock position. You'll see a rock formation that kind of looks like a giant stack of pancakes. That's called Chimney Rock, named because of its resemblance to the stick and mortar chimneys that were used by early pioneers. And Chimney Rock is a great example of frost, water, and wind erosion. And then keep following the right-hand side of the boat. Look up ahead of us. You'll see a bare opening of rock among all the trees. This one kind of looks like the side profile of a person's face. It's called Blackhawk's profile. Then it's on the right-hand side up ahead of us. His most prominent feature is his nose. That's the portion of rock that kind of sticks out from the rest. Above and below that, there are 2 slits. That slit above the nose resembles the eyes, and then the slit below the nose resembles the mouth. Blackhawk's profile was named after Chief Blackhawk. He was the Native American leader of the Fox and Sauk tribes. Now, just a little bit about these rock formations. All the rocks that we'll be seeing today, they're all made of Potsdam Sandstone. And this kind of sandstone, it's only found in 4 places in the world. So don't take it for granted. If you guys didn't like that one, this might be a long 2 hours. I got plenty more coming, so courtesy laughter is appreciated. Those 4 places you can find this sandstone are Potsdam, Germany, Zurich, Switzerland, upstate New York, and then of course, right here in Wisconsin Dells. This sandstone is really soft. If you had a piece of it in your hand, you could actually crumble it and return it right back to sand. It's also really porous, so this sandstone absorbs a lot of moisture, and that allows trees to grow directly from the rock with little to no topsoil. Trees secrete their roots 40 to 50 feet into the rock. And since the rock absorbs so much moisture, it also creates a cooling effect. Kind of works like a natural air conditioning. So at any given point, when you are on the dells of the Wisconsin River, the temperature actually drops about 5 degrees. You might have felt that a little bit. But when we get to our first stop today at the Witch's Gulch, you'll feel the temperature drop 10 to 15 degrees there. So you can all call yourselves some of the coolest people in the Wisconsin Dells. Witch's Gulch will feel nice and cool today. I feel like someone flipped on the air conditioning. I also like to direct your attention into the water. So take a look at the water. Take note of the water's color. You'll notice that the river has a brown color to it, and that's not because the river is a clean river. The brown color that you see in the water, it comes from something called tannic acid, and it comes from the sap of the tamarack tree. This river flows through a series of tamarack swamps just north of here. And I know tannic acid, it might sound really harmful. It's not. It's completely harmless. In fact, you probably already consumed tannic acid today. If you had any coffee, tea, or Coca-Cola products, the brown color in those drinks actually comes from tannic acid. However, on the ingredients list of those drinks, it says caramel coloring. It won't say tannic acid. We call these the twin sisters. So the first one, about our 9 o'clock position, her name's Kate. Everyone wave, say hi, Kate. Kate's twin sister, she's 60 yards further. She has the slow no wake sign on her. Her name is Duplicate. Get it? Kate and Duplicate. Across from Duplicate, scan your eyes to the right. We're going to pass by this white buoy floating in the water. And as we do, you'll see a little inlet coming into view. That little inlet, it's called Chapel Gorge, named because of its church-like setting. People tell me that would be a good spot to have a wedding, but I don't recommend that, because as you might know, any marriage that starts on the rocks ends on the rocks. All right, I'm gonna make my way to the top deck, bottom deck. I'll see you all later. Top deck, I will see you all in a moment. How we doing, top deck? Good? All right, so if you guys take a look up in front of the boat, it might look like the river kind of comes to a dead end. However, the river actually takes a sharp 90-degree turn to our left. So this was a really common spot back in the 1800s when lumber raftsmen would come down the river. This is a really common spot where lumber rafts would collide with rocks along the shoreline, and the rafts would get broken up here. So this part of the river, it actually got nicknamed the Devil's Elbow. And there was a man by the name of Leroy Gates. He was really good at navigating this part of the river. He was called a standing river pilot, and he would help raftsmen for a small fee navigate their way through this part of the river. And Leroy Gates, he actually left us his business card. He carved us an inscription in the rocks. So take a look on the left where you'll see the shadows from the trees on the rock. Look on the left. 6 feet above the water, you'll see 2 lines of inscription in the rock. It says, Leroy Gates, Dells and River Pilot, from 1849 to 58. You guys see it? You guys see it in the back? Can I get a thumbs up if you saw it? Super. Awesome. Looks like most people on the top deck saw it. That's good. I know it is kind of hard to see, especially with the shadows on it this early in the morning. So if you didn't get a good look at the inscription, didn't get the best picture, don't worry. We're coming back the same way. So you'll get to see that inscription when we come downriver. Now just a little bit more about Leroy Gates. So like I said, he was a standing river pilot. He'd help raftsmen navigate their way here. He also loved the river so much, he started the first ever Dell's Boat Tours. Anyone ever heard of that before? Dell's Boat Tours? Yeah, a couple of you? His tours weren't like this one. If you wanted to take Leroy's tour, you'd actually have to go to his private boat dock. You'd give Leroy 2 quarters, and then he would give you 2 oars. And then you'd both get on the boats. But Leroy, he would sit in the very back of the boat. He'd be in the shade under his umbrella, sip some lemonade, give you all the commentary. And then all of you, as the passengers, you'd have to row yourselves up and down the river for about 8 hours. Yeah, I like to think this tour is a little more accommodating than his tours were. Coming off on our left-hand side, that's where the old riverbed meets with us again. And this marks the end of Black Hawk's Island. This is a pretty good spot to go fishing on the Upper Dells. Anyone like to go fishing? Any fishing? Yeah, quite a few of you? If you like to go fishing, like I said, this is a good spot to go. We have 37 kinds of fish in the Wisconsin River. We got smallmouth, largemouth bass, walleye, trout. The lake sturgeon is the largest fish in this river. Lake sturgeon here grow to be 7 feet long and over 200 pounds. So pretty big fish. Now continue scanning your eyes on the right-hand side. Look about our 1 o'clock position. You'll see a rock formation that kind of looks like a giant shield. That's what we call the giant shield. And it serves as a high water marker. So back in 2010, water actually went to the very top of the giant shield. And then in 1938, water was 4 feet above the giant shield. So about 4 feet above the top deck's heads. The water level fluctuates quite a bit, especially in the springtime with ice and snow melts. And then spring also is our rainy season, so the more rain that we get, the higher the water level is as well. Now we do have a lot of wildlife out here. Usually we see quite a few bald eagles. We already saw 2 today. Sometimes we'll also see white-tailed deer, foxes, rabbits, badgers, ducks, squirrels, raccoons, black bears. Anyone ever seen a black bear? Yeah? Wow, a lot of you. Any of you ever seen a black bear in Wisconsin? All right, a handful of you. If you happen to see a black bear while you're in Wisconsin, we actually have a really specific procedure to keep them away. It's really simple. All you do, go to your local hardware store. Purchase a large can of white outdoor acrylic paint. And then you also need a 3-inch wide paintbrush. Take that back to your property, go to wherever the bear was, and paint a big white goal line around you. Those bears in Wisconsin have a tough time crossing the goal line. Any Chicago Bears fans? 1, only 1, okay. How about any Packers fans? Yes, lots of Packers fans? Awesome. Go Pack, go. Packers fans outnumber the Bears fans. That's good. All right. Right now we have just a couple minutes until our next point of entry, excuse me. So I'm going to set the microphone down for a couple minutes, but I am going to walk around the boat. So if you have questions for me, let me know. I'm happy to answer questions. Otherwise, enjoy the ride. To our left, you'll see this large rock island. This is called Steamboat Rock. Steamboat Rock, it gets its name because hot air balloonists in the 1800s, they actually said it looked like a pumpkin seed shaped steamboat from above. And this is also the only rock island on the Upper Dells. Now, as we're passing by Steamboat Rock, you're gonna notice it gets a little bit darker in here, a little bit cooler, a little bit more romantic. We call this Lover's Lane. So if you're sitting next to that special someone, or maybe you got really lucky and you're next to a good-looking stranger, get nice and close to them, snuggle up, look them in the eye. I won't look, I'll turn around. And give them a nice, big, crisp $20 bill. This is a family tour. Don't worry though, if that special someone wasn't willing to accept your $20 bill, you got two good-looking crew members, so you'd be more than willing to accept it. To the right-hand side, you'll notice a staircase. That goes up to Chula Vista. It's the only resort on the Upper Dells. Chula Vista, it actually loosely translates to mean beautiful view. And I'm sure we can agree, we do have a gorgeous view on the river. But we are incredibly lucky to have this view out here. Believe it or not, we did not always have this beautiful view. If you would have been here before the Great Depression, instead of seeing trees along the shoreline, you actually would have seen a lot of businesses and a lot of homes along the shoreline. That was able to change though, thanks to a man by the name of George Crandall. Crandall was really upset to see the natural beauty here being destroyed. So he purchased this land on the Upper Dells for as little as $1 an acre. Then he burnt down and tore down all the buildings that were here, and he planted thousands upon thousands of trees that you still see here today. And then he eventually turned the land that he purchased over to the state of Wisconsin, where it's now being protected as a state natural area. So this land gets more protection than a state park does. For the most part, there's not really hiking trails out here because we want to keep it protected for years to come. But to honor Crandall, this forest on our right is called the George Crandall Memorial Forest. And right now we have about 5 or so minutes until our first stop at the Witch's Gulch. So I'll continue to walk around and answer questions. I'll set the microphone down again and enjoy the ride to Witch's Gulch.
I have not been there, but there was one running around the parking lot and I saw it on the video. I didn't see the front of it. Have you ever seen a bear? Yeah. Where did you see a bear?
Well, off to our right, you'll see Sunset Cliff. It gets its name because every evening when the sun sets, all those beautiful colors from the sunset reflect on Sunset Cliff. So absolutely beautiful at sunset. And then to our left, that's called Signal Point. That gets its name because Native Americans used to stand at the top of Signal Point and then they'd smoke signal to each other across the river to indicate the beginning of their ceremonies. Now, as we're passing by these two rocks, we are getting ready to dock at Witch's Gulch, our first stop. Witch's Gulch is a self-guided part of the tour. So when you hear me call for the bellboy, it'll be about 11:15. We're gonna start heading back. And with that, enjoy the Witch's Gulch.
This is the coast.